Class 4A. The undefeated Newcastle. Tonight, a huge matchup in Class 4A. The undefeated Newcastle Racers, led by three-sports star Jackson Bird at quarterback, one of the top quarterbacks in the 2024 class. His offense averaging nearly 450 yards a game. They race into Blanchard to take on a Class 4A team expected to challenge for a championship. Can Newcastle tame the Lion duo of wide receiver Jackson Laminack and quarterback Carson Cooksey? Last week, Laminack had 4 touchdown receptions, and Cooksey threw it around for more than 300 yards. It's a classic Class 4A district matchup tonight on Friday Night Rivals.
Welcome to Ortho Central's Friday Night Rivals, live on CW34, driven by GMC.
It is another beautiful night here in Central Oklahoma, a key matchup in Class 4A. It is the Blanchard Lions hosting the Newcastle Racers. Hi everyone, Jack Damrow with Myron Patton. Ed Murray will be on the sidelines for us as well tonight. A big matchup tonight here in Class 4A as undefeated Newcastle, Myron, comes in facing a Blanchard team that can throw the ball all over the field.
Yeah, we were here last year, and Jeff Craig, the head coach, loves to spread the ball around. They find creative ways to use those guys and really spread out a defense.
Carson Cooksey and Jackson Laminack, his quarterback and his wide receiver, really a good pair for this club.
No doubt about it. You talk about Cooksey, we saw him last year when he first transferred in. He's a guy that is a junior. He'll be one of the big recruits next season.
Meanwhile, Newcastle comes in undefeated, 4-0. They have a new defensive coordinator. They really mix it up on defense.
Yeah, DJ Ward, Oklahoma football fans remember him, big-time defensive end out of Lawton. They like to bring the pressure, different angles to bring the pressure. That's going to be a key for Blanchard. Can they deal with that tonight?
All right, a key matchup here in this district. It is the Blanchard Lions hosting the Newcastle Racers, and the kickoff is coming up next. And welcome back, everyone, to Blanchard, Oklahoma. Blanchard High School, a fairly new stadium that was built just a couple of years ago, and it is a packed house for tonight's second week of district action here between the Lions and the Racers. The Lions come in with a 2-2 overall record. They won their first district game last week. Newcastle comes in with an undefeated record, 4-0. They are 1-0 as well in district play. And Myron, this is the first time that the best start for a Newcastle team since 2014 when they started the season 4-0. They've really played well the first 4 games.
Yeah, and of those 4 wins, 3 on the road. So even though they're going to be on the road tonight, and of course they've got a lot of fans here because we're talking about Newcastle only 10 miles away, but they're used to playing in hostile environments. This will be a fun one tonight.
The Lions will kick off to start our game tonight. Perfect weather conditions for this Week 5 of the high school season. Cannot believe we're already halfway through the high school season. It just seems like we started yesterday.
Man, we wait on this all summer, and the season just flies by. This is a great fall atmosphere for some football.
So here is Osmond Maldonado to kick it off for the Lions on the Ortho Central kickoff, and we are underway. Newcastle will return it out to the 30-yard line, and that is where they will start there. And before we see the first snap of the game, let's go downstairs to Ed Murray. Welcome, Ed.
Hey, guys. Myron mentioned that Newcastle, 3 of their 4 wins have been on the road. Kind of interesting in this series, 5 of the last 9 have been won by the visiting team, including Blanchard winning at Newcastle last year, 20-13. And, guys, that 7-point difference, the only time in the last 12 games that the difference hasn't been 21 points or better. So who knows what's going to happen tonight.
And here is the first play for the Newcastle Racers, and a huge pickup of 17 yards for Carson Bolser, the junior running back. Jackson Burt is the quarterback for the Racers, and here it is again.
Well, he found a nice hole there on the left side, and he's continuing what he's done this season in terms of yards per carry. That's a nice game.
That is an Oklahoma Ford dealer's first down and 10 for the Racers from their own 48. Here's a snap to Burt. He hands it off, and this is Bolser again over the left side, and he will get 3 yards. Let's look at the Newcastle offense, sponsored by the United States Coast Guard. The United States Coast Guard always ready, and there you see they are led by the quarterback, Jackson Burt, Carson Bolser, and then they have a good wide receiving core in Alex Logan, Aiden Shumard, and Jackson Chanul. Second down play and 7 from the Blanchard 49-yard line. And Burke looks over to the sideline. And interesting with the 2 head coaches that we'll talk about here in a bit for both schools. Here is the snap. Here is Burke to take it himself, and he gets a couple of yards down to the 46-yard line. It will bring up third down. Here is the Blanchard defense tonight, again brought to you by the United States Coast Guard. They are led by their secondary, Reagan Palmer, Brayson Carter, Jackson Laminack, who you will hear plenty tonight. Probably the best player on the field for both schools. And they're also led by the linebackers Tyler Hughes, Braden Stacy, and Caden Wright, along with Bennett Pryor. Third down and 5 from the 47-yard line for the Racers. Burt wants his wide receiver Bolser to come to the near side, so 4 wide receivers now into the game for the Racers on third down. Burt looking to pass, throws it over the middle, and it's incomplete, in and out of the hands of his intended receiver, and so it will bring up a fourth down play.
He's open, just goes through his hands. Maybe he was looking for that big hit that was coming there, but that would have kept the drive going. And if you're Blanchard, you feel pretty good because those first few offensive snaps were big gainers.
And now they're going for it. Fourth down and 5 from the 47. They need to get down to the 42 for a first down. 4 wideouts into the game. Again, look for the tight end, number 28, Randy Nix, to the left of Burke. And he's going to quick kick it. And it is a high kick, and it will bounce around the 10-yard line. And this is a great punt by Jackson Burt, and it pins Blanchard back deep inside their own 10-yard line for their first possession. And we will see a great quarterback-wide receiver duo tonight in Blanchard. Carson Cooksey, the junior quarterback, and Jackson Laminack, number 3, the wideout, who had a tremendous week last week with 4 touchdown receptions. And the week before, he had 2 as well. So he has 6 touchdown receptions and 400 yards receiving over his last 2 games, and he's lined up right there to the left of Carson Cooksey, the junior quarterback. And here is a penalty. Looks like it's going to be offsides on Chad Kraft, the nose guard for the Newcastle Racers. So they get out of their own 10, and it'll be moved out to the 13-yard line. Let's look at the Blanchard offense, brought to you by the United States Coast Guard. There you see the running back behind Carson Cooksey is Zach Garrett. And Reagan Palmer, Brayson Carter, also a tremendous wideout in the lineup as well tonight for the Lions. 1st down and 5 from their own 13. Here is Cooksey looking to pass. Now he's going to run with it, tucks it under, and slides forward to the 19-yard line. That will pick up a 1st down after the 6-yard pickup. And that is an Oklahoma Ford Dealers 1st down for the Lions, and a good read that time by Cooksey, whose wideouts were covered nicely by the Newcastle secondary.
Yeah, he saw green in front of him and picked up the 1st down, and so now they've got a little operating room. They were in the deep in their own territory, so now it's 1st and 10. There's some room to operate, and of course that familiar 4-wide set they've got as far as receivers.
Palmer, Laminack, Carter, and Bryson Frazier, the wideouts. Zach Garrett, the running back, to the left of Cooksey. Here is the handoff to Garrett, and he's going to be tackled for a loss of a couple of yards. The ball comes loose, but he was down. Let's talk about that Newcastle defense. Here it is, brought to you by the United States Coast Guard. They are led by a captain and also our scholar athlete, Caden Phillips, number 3. Also linebacker Michael Jarko, and defensive end Todd Smith. Those are the 3 that you'll see from that Newcastle defense, and they played very well. They lead the district in points allowed, the least number of points allowed through 4 games so far, at only 32 points allowed so far through 4 games. Tremendous defensive effort by the Racers so far through 4 games. Here's the 2nd down play. Cooksey in trouble, trying to run it out. Finally throws it down the field, and he overthrows his receiver, Brayson Carter, on the far sideline. And it brings up now 3rd and long for the Blanchard Lions from their own 17.
And that was the first time to see them in a passing situation. We talked about before the game about Newcastle bringing a lot of heat. They can bring pressure from different angles, and if you're Blanchard, this game in a large way going to be determined, can you deal with the different pressures they bring, the different types of blitzes. They didn't get the sack, but they did force Cooksey out of the pocket and an errant throw there.
Last year in Blanchard's win over Newcastle, Cooksey had over 300 yards passing through the air as a sophomore. And here he is to pass on 3rd down again. He's looking for Laminack, and he has it caught at the 29-yard line. It's going to be short, though, of a 1st down, I believe. And there could be a flag on the play as well. We'll check the flag.
Well, you had to go up top to get that one. But that's what good receivers do. Took the lick. And we'll see what the flag is, see where they're marking this. And
it's going to be on Blanchard. Illegal man downfield. There you see our referee tonight, Mike Joseph, making his first call of the night. So we'll replay 3rd down again. It will be 3rd down and 17 for the Lions, who need to get out to the 29-yard line for a 1st down.
Yeah, this is not really what you want here. 3rd and a mile. And we'll see if they come after him, if they just try to keep things in front at Newcastle defense.
Here is Cooksey. His pass short over the middle, and they have some room for a 1st down and more. Out across the 35 to the 37-yard line goes Reagan Palmer on the slant route, and he picks up an Oklahoma Ford Dealers 1st down, and the Lions keep possession.
Well, they came after him, but Palmer made the play, and of course yards after the catch, and they've got a number of receivers that can do this, and that's a touchdown saving tackle there by Newcastle.
A 20-yard reception is 2nd longest of the season for Reagan Palmer, and it brings up 1st down from their own 37. Here is Cooksey again, and it's pass to Laminack. Over the middle, makes a move at the 45 and down to the 41. And there you see the combination of Cooksey to Laminack, and it's another 1st down inside Newcastle territory.
And a good job by Cooksey giving him the ball where he doesn't have to break stride. He can just keep going with it and get those yards after the catch. And again, another tackle there that saved them at least another 10 to 15 yards, if not the end zone.
They say he went down at the 43, so first down and 10. Laminack last week, 8 receptions, 185 yards. And here is the quarterback keeper back up the middle, and Cooksey will get 3 yards. A helmet comes flying off of the quarterback, and he will have to come out for a play. And so Rio Reynolds, the junior backup quarterback, will come in for a play as Cooksey has to come out for a play.
Strap that one on tight, or looks like he's getting some repair work done on it. Maybe the strap is loose or something, or the snap or something, because they're working on it.
So Rio Reynolds, the backup quarterback in. He's a junior, 6 foot 145, has played sparingly so far through 4 games. And he takes a snap and he hands off. And this is Garrett right back up the middle, and Garrett close to a first down. Gets 5 yards. It brings up 3rd down and 2 for the Lions.
And as expected, Cooksey's back in.
You knew that would not take long, right?
Yeah, they'll get that.
Even if he had to grab a helmet off of someone on the bench, he was going back in.
It's a nice drive, though. They started inside their own 10, and now they are in Newcastle territory, and with potential to get points. Big 3rd down, though.
Calling it 3rd down and 3. Here is the snap. Quick pass to Laminack. And Laminack has a first down to the 25-yard line, actually 24-yard line. So first down and 10 as Blanchard keeps possession and keeps moving the football. And Laminack has his 3rd reception of the night.
You kill him on those slants. We'll see if they continue to get Newcastle looking forward, and then maybe he heads straight up the field next time for maybe a go route.
First down and 10 from their 24, from the Newcastle 24. Cooksey, and he slips and falls down back at the 31-yard line, a huge loss of 6 yards. And so it will bring up 2nd down and long. We talked about the coaches, Meyer, and there you see in the middle of your picture with his hat backwards, Kirk Kirchner, who is the field coach, not an interim coach. He is the field head coach, if you want to call him that. The head coach, Jeff Craig, broke his ankle in practice several weeks ago and is up here with us in the booth. Not in our booth, but up here coaching, as is the head coach for Newcastle, Jeff Brickman. So both head coaches watching this game from our vantage point.
You don't see that often.
Here is a quick pass by Cooksey, and it's dropped on the far side. And it will bring up 3rd down. Bryson Frazier, the senior wideout, dropping that pass. And it's 3rd down and 17.
Yeah, I was out here the other day, and Jeff Craig was in his golf cart, and I said, wow, I said, you're playing big boy. He's kind of going around your golf cart directing things, and of course he's got a big brace on that ankle, and you know, he's I would think it took him a while to get to the press box up here, man.
Well, he actually walked up before we talked to him, before the game, and then he came back down, and then he came back up. So he's made this trick now a couple of times. Here's the 3rd down play for the Lions. Cooksey dropping back to pass, throws it long for the end zone, and he is going to overthrow Laminack, who is double covered nicely by the Racers, and it brings up 4th down.
Yeah, they had him bracketed, one on each side. It would have taken a perfect throw to get there, and you know, this drive was, and we'll see what they do here, but that sack earlier where Newcastle brought pressure to make this a extremely long field goal, or they'll go for it or whatever, kind of no man's land. It looks like they're thinking about they're going to go for it because, but that's you know, Newcastle, they're not going to sit back. They're going to come after you. And that sack early on 2nd down really took him, put him in a bad situation.
So they're going to go for it on 4th down. 4th down, 17 from the 31. Cooksey will pitch it out, and in trouble behind the line is Garrett, and he's able to get a couple yards back, but they do not get the first down and turn the ball over to Newcastle. So halfway through the first quarter, no score. We have a good one here in Blanchard. Welcome back, everyone, to Blanchard High School, Blanchard Lions Stadium. Another beautiful Friday night in Oklahoma. Looks like we're going to have rain-free weather, bad weather-free all season long again, knock on wood, Myron. But another warm afternoon here in Oklahoma. And here is the second possession for the Newcastle Racers as they start from their own 28-yard line. And here is the handoff by Burt. And the handoff goes to T.J. Bradford, and he picks up a couple of yards. It'll bring up second down and 8 for Newcastle.
Well, both teams moved the football their first possession. And we'll see what they can, if the defenses kind of settle down or if they can continue to move it and get some points on the board here in the first quarter, about 4 minutes to go.
Here is Burt back to pass. Throws it long over the middle, and he's going to overthrow his intended receiver down the field, looking for Aiden Schumard. And it brings up third down and long. Bryson Frazier, along with Laminack on the coverage in the secondary. Here you see Aiden Schumard, a junior. Third down play for the Racers. Burt looking for a receiver. He has him open, but it was tipped beforehand, but almost making the play was Alex Logan on the tip. Let's look at this again.
Yeah, he almost stepped in there and went the other way, and then almost could have been completed as well. As it is, it's a 3 and out, and you're going to get pretty good field position. Blanchard, you should here. That's what you want for your defense, and we'll see what they can do with it.
I believe Bryson Frazier was the Blanchard Lion who got his hand on that ball. So here is the punter, Toby Batchelder, for the Racers, standing back at his own 16-yard line. Laminack is deep for Blanchard. And here's a high spiraling kick fielded by Carter, and Carter falls down at the 44-yard line. A late flag comes in there, but the Lions will have it for the second time tonight. Let's take a break. No score here early on in the first quarter. Welcome back, everyone, on Friday Night Rivals on the CW34. No score so far here in the first quarter. Closed captioning for tonight's game is brought to you by the wonderful group at High Five Media. High Five Media, intentionally different. So Carson Cooksey brings his offense back out on the field. Cooksey over 1,000 yards passing so far this season with the receptions to Laminack tonight, who has a couple of receptions for 32 yards. So Cooksey just over 1,000 yards on the season, averaging over 240 yards per game. And he puts this one up for Laminack, who makes a great catch at the 47-yard line. He reached right over cornerback Trey Burchett for the catch.
That's a heck of a catch, a heck of a throw. But it's not like he's just really open. He just made a play on the ball, went up top and got it, and got a foot down, held on to it. That's a guy making a play right there.
Beautiful catch. Oklahoma Ford dealers first down. First down and 10 from the 47. Cooksey, quick pass, and his pass is tipped up and knocked down by linebacker Shane Lovejoy, who's leading the defense, the Newcastle defense, in tackles so far this season. And it brings up second down and 10.
Probably Jeff Craig's heart stop there. That ball's kind of in the air, gets tipped, and perfect tip drill ball for the defense, but it found the ground before it found somebody's hands.
Second down and 10 for the Lions from their 47-yard line. Garrett to Cooksey's right. And the handoff. Actually, fake the handoff, and the pass is complete and then dropped. It's going to be incomplete. Bryson Frazier was the intended receiver. He had everyone fooled on that play action, and it brings up third down.
Yeah, some nice ball handling there by Cooksey, faking everybody out. And so it's now set him up. The big play needed to be. Of course, if you're Newcastle, trying to find a way to get that ball back for your offense.
There you see Carson Cooksey, junior, 5'11", 170 pounds, two-sport star here at Blanchard High School, also plays baseball. Last year threw for nearly 2,000 yards before a late-season injury sidelined him for the remaining of the year. And here is his pass, and it is incomplete, and the Newcastle coaches wanted offensive pass interference as Reagan Palmer was nearly tackled before the ball was even there.
Yeah, he was right there on his hip. It's close. And, yeah, it's close. Let's see. Yeah, he's a little bit early. A little bit early,
yep. Rex Heskew on the coverage for Newcastle, and now Blanchard will have to kick it away.
One thing, Newcastle, they smelled that play out. They knew what was coming. So give credit to the defenses on both sides.
Cooksey is also the punter for the Lions. Runs to his right and then kicks it away. And this ball, there's a flag, and the ball bounces on a helmet, and we got all kinds of things going on that one.
He ran to the return guy, didn't get a chance. Even though the ball was far to the left, didn't give him a chance to catch it. We'll see what they are they going to say.
Let's talk about keys to the game, Iron Ford, tonight, and I think they're pretty obvious for both schools tonight. Here we go. Of course, quarterback Jackson Bird, who's had a great start to the season, and they got to get to the Blanchard quarterback because Cooksey's also having a great start. Cooksey, Laminack, we've already seen it tonight.
Yeah, getting to the quarterback is the key. We talked about their pressures they can get on defense, and, of course, if you're the other side, you said keep Cooksey upright so you can get the ball to Laminack and create some turnovers. You know, that's always a good way if you're Blanchard as well. You know, Blanchard's had some guys that kind of been beat up a little bit. They're missing a couple guys who are injured, not playing tonight. They expect to get them later in the season. Won't help them tonight, though. But so far, this looks like it's going to be a tight affair.
And they're playing a Newcastle offense who has only turned the ball over once through 4 games, and that was a fumble. Here is the handoff. Bolser, and he may lose about a half a yard.
Kind of chopped him down there, boy. Took those legs out from underneath him.
Let's look at the punt again and see what happened on the punt. They get to the punt returner, and then it hits a Blanchard Lion in the head. Bonk.
Didn't give him a chance to catch it.
But Newcastle got the penalty, and it took it up to the 36, so second down and 10 for the Racers. And here is Burt. Looking long over the middle, and it's incomplete as he overthrew his intended receiver. He was looking for Carl Vion Young, and it brings up third down and 10.
A little bit too tall there. Good crowd on hand, both sides. If you do Blanchard being the home team, the Newcastle right up the street, so to speak. A lot of fans as well.
Third down play for the Racers. 3 wideouts to the near side for Newcastle. here's a snap to Burt, and he's going to pitch it. Little toss to the tight end, Randy Nix, coming across the middle. He's going to be short of a first down, or do they give it to him? Looks like they're going to give him a first down.
He's short. Look like that's short. I don't think he got a first down with that.
I think it's fourth down, and yeah.
He's a couple yards short.
The Lions crew wanted to move the chains before the referee said, go ahead. So it's going to be fourth down and about a yard, so less than a yard, really. And Newcastle will go for it from their own 45-yard line. Burt, the quarterback, lines up on the outside, direct snap, and this is the tight end, and he will pick up a first down. Randy Nix out to the 49-yard line. And Oklahoma Ford dealers first down for the Racers, and they keep the ball and the drive going.
Give it to your big, athletic guy to give you a yard. He got about 2 there, maybe 2.5.
Jeff Brickman calls him one of the top athletes on this team. Senior, 6'3", 235 pounds. First down and 10 at their 49. Here is the quarterback keeper, and he's hit right at the line of scrimmage. May have got a yard on this second effort. And it brings up second down right at midfield.
Ran to a wall there. Still got about a yard or whatever, but some tough sledding right there.
Burt does not run it a whole lot. He has 235 yards on the ground. This is an offense, Myron, that has put up a lot of numbers so far this season, including week 2. They put up over 500 yards of total offense against the Plainview Indians in a big win at home over Plainview. Here is the pass out to the left, and he overthrows his receiver, and it brings up another third down and long for Newcastle. This is a quarterback, Burt. You see him right there, who he's listed on a lot of 2024 recruiting charts, as is Cooksey. Has a huge arm, and we can see him probably play at the next level in a couple of years.
Yeah, talking to Jeff Brickman, he thinks he's got a lot of young talent on his team. It's, so maybe the best games are in front of him in the next couple of years.
Here's a third down pass caught. First down for the Racers. Hauled in by Aiden Schumard. And they have a first down at the Blanchard 40-yard line.
He got about a yard, got that foot down. You see the throw and contort that body, got a foot down, first down.
Burke can put up the numbers as well, averaging over 150 yards on the ground or through the air so far this season. Here's the pitch. Still on his feet, down to the 35-yard line goes T.J. Bradford. And it's a pickup of 5, brings up second down and 5 for the Racers. Bradford, only a freshman, 5'10", 175 pounds, already has one game of 100-plus rushing yards this season. And picks up a good, tough 5 yards right there after he was knocked down at the line of scrimmage, but able to maintain his balance and pick up 5 yards. Second down, 5. Burt fakes the toss, throwing it toward the end zone, looking for his receiver, but again, overthrows Schumard. And it will bring up third down and 5 with 6 seconds left to go in the opening quarter. Good coverage that time by the secondary for the Lions.
You haven't seen just guys running wide open. You've seen some guys make some plays. But so far, the secondary's done a good job for both teams as far as just maintaining some pretty good coverage.
Third down, 5 from the 35. Burt takes a snap, quick pass, and it's underthrown but caught by Schumard. And this is going to be awfully close for a first down. It looks like they're going to give it to him. So they keep the drive going at the 30-yard line. When we come back into the first quarter, no score, but the Lions and the Racers are trying to see who can get on the scoreboard first. We're back after this for the second quarter. Welcome back, everyone, for the start of the second quarter. Newcastle has it on first down to start the quarter. And a handoff right back up the middle to Bradford. And he gains a yard. It'll bring up second down and a long 9. Actually give him 2 yards, second down and 8. Pretty even in the first quarter. 77 yards for Blanchard, 60 for Newcastle. 24 through the air for Newcastle, 36 on the ground. Second down play. Here is the handoff, and caught in the backfield, Bradford is. And big number 54, Ross Johnson, the junior defensive end, making the tackle. It's going to be a loss of about 5 yards, and once again, third and long for the Racers.
Yeah, it's a great play to get him in the backfield right there. And the big man's happy about it. And we'll see if Newcastle can come with a big third down. That's what they've done this drive. They've converted several third downs to keep this drive going.
4 wideouts for the Racers. 3 to the wide side of the field. Here is Burt being rushed. Chased out of the pocket. Throws it short. It is caught, but not enough for a first down. Alex Logan making the reception down to the 25. It'll bring up fourth down and 5 yards to go for Newcastle.
They've been pretty aggressive. In fact, both teams have. I mean, how's your kicking game? Looks like they're going to go for it.
So here we go, fourth down from the 25. And Burt looking over to his coaches with 10 seconds to go on the play clock. Now down to 5, and here's a snap. Burt will keep it, and he's going to be tackled and not pick up the first down. He was swarmed under by that defensive line for the Blanchard Lions, led by Briggs Bewley and Luke Meeker. Ross Johnston also in there, and they turn the ball over on downs.
He's looking to throw. He's looking for a hole. Neither's there, and give that Blanchard defense credit. So both teams have gone for it on fourth down here in the first half in scoring territory, and both have been turned away on downs.
So now Carson Cooksey, we will see him again. First down and 10 for the Lions from their own 24. Cooksey. Back to pass, throws it left. It is caught out to the 30, and Garrett makes a nice move and gets out to about the 32-yard line as Garrett makes the catch out of the backfield. And this is a running back who can also catch the ball. So far this season, he's been thrown to several times. And we see him on that play for a gain of about 8. It brings up second down and 2.
Well, that's great. It's a good first down, but drives are often kept alive by what you do on first down. And now you got second and 2, and lots you can do with that as a play caller.
Here is Cooksey. Fakes a handoff and keeps it himself. He gets up to the 35 for a first down. Keeps the drive going. That is a Brahms first down. From our farm to our store, only Brahms gives you more. First down and 10, Blanchard from the 35.
The guy right on his hip, Cooksey did, but he outran him to the 35 and picked up that first down.
So here is the first down play. Cooksey running to his right, and will just throw it away. He was looking for Court Pierce, but he was covered, and it brings up second down. Stay tuned for the 1-800-GOT-JUNK halftime report. We will showcase this week's McIntyre Law Scholar athletes and have a conversation with our participating school administrators, plus Thursday night lights and Friday night rivals highlights from across the country. All of that including first half highlights of this game and more coming up on the 1-800-GOT-JUNK halftime report. Second down 10 from the Blanchard 35. 4 wideouts again for Cooksey. Cooksey, quick pass over the middle and in out of the hands of the sophomore Carter, and it brings up third and long.
3rd and long is what you want if you're Newcastle. That means dialing up a nice little pressure package here on an obvious passing situation, or what you would think would be a passing situation.
Number 5, T.J. Bradford, the freshman, on the coverage on Carter, who last year as a freshman caught nearly 500, had nearly 500 yards through the air and 5 touchdowns, and now a timeout has been called as the Lions, I believe, are going to take a timeout. So we are midway through the second quarter, still looking for score here at Blanchard. Back after this. Back in Blanchard, still looking for the first score of the night. 0-0 midway through the second quarter. Kind of surprising, Myron. It's low scoring or no scoring with 2 offenses that put up huge numbers so far this season.
I smell a score, man. I smell it coming. It's real close. We're not going to be on zeros in this scoreboard for much longer.
3rd down, 10. Cooksey back to pass, throws it complete near midfield, and Pierce has the reception. A 13-yard catch for the sophomore wideout, and it's a Brahms first down.
He drilled that one, going to the turf. Good catch. This NFL can get up and run, but this is high school. Can run.
And did I say Cooksey's also a baseball star? So we saw it right there, right?
Yeah.
Here's the first down play. Cooksey being rushed, chased out of the pocket, still looking downfield. Throws it short, and it's caught, and then immediately knocked out of bounds. The pass was caught by Garrett out of the backfield again, and it's a gain of 8, 2nd down and 2.
And I like that. That's a guy making a play, a quarterback. You saw him drill one earlier. That time just got outside the pocket, need a little touch on it, and found his man up the sideline and put it right over his shoulder for a catch. And another first down, at least, no, picked up 8, I guess. 2nd and short.
Inside Newcastle territory from the 43. Bad snap, and the ball goes over to Newcastle on the fumble. Randy Nix making the recovery on the bad snap from Blanchard, and they turned it over.
Boy, that's a drive code. They had something working there, and just mishandled the ball. That quarterback changed there, and, of course, Nix picked up the 4th down just a moment ago on the last possession for Newcastle. Now he recovers a fumble to kill a drive by Blanchard. Very promising drive for them in terms of maybe putting up some points.
So on the turnover, 1st down and 10 from their 46. And here is the handoff. And it's fumbled. And the Lions take it right back. Only the 2nd turnover of the year for Newcastle. And it comes midway through the second quarter in their own territory.
Well, we'll just give it right back.
Number 45, Bennett Pryor, forcing the fumble on the hit.
Yep. Just went through the line. Somebody got a hand in there and ripped it out. Now the Blanchard sidelines up and cheering as they've got the ball back. 1st down. Pretty much where they started. Or at least where the last possession ended anyway, before their fumble.
I'm knocking stuff out of the window, Myron. Help me.
So you got your own fumbles over here. Is that what you're saying?
I do, yeah.
You tearing up stuff?
Oh, boy.
That pass was incomplete, in case you were missing that.
One of our microphones almost went out the window. Sorry, guys, but we got it, I think.
Watch out below.
Incomplete by Cooksey. It brings up 2nd down and 10.
We'll see if...
I believe there was a penalty as well. Illegal receiver, illegal man downfield. So back it up. So it's going to be 2nd down and 15.
Well, that happens sometimes when the quarterback gets out the pocket. They see the ball incomplete, but sometimes that quarterback gets outside the pocket. These linemen, they start drifting down the field a little bit. And that's a no-no. At least on a passing play anyway.
Ball back at their own 45 on 2nd down. Garrett to Cooksey's left. Cooksey, quick pass, and it is caught by Pierce, and Pierce gets across the 45 down to the 43.
Nice hands by Pierce. That ball a little bit behind him.
Stay tuned to the 4th quarter as we will select the Dynamite Driving Drive of the game. Dynamite driving tests 7 days a week. And right now the Lions driving it at the Newcastle 43-yard line. 3rd down 3. Blanchard wanted offsides on Newcastle. They won't get it. And here's the snap. Quick pass by Cooksey, and it's caught for a 1st down. And that is Reagan Palmer. It is another Brahms 1st down. From our farm to our store, only Brahms gives you more. Interesting that the first drive of the game, we saw Laminack with several receptions, Myra. Now he's really moved it around to 4 different wide receivers.
Yeah, he's obviously receiving a lot of attention. Maybe he's opened things up for the other guys.
1st down and 10. Here's a pass to Garrett out of the backfield, and he misses one tackler and gets down to the 29-yard line. Good run after the catch by Zach Garrett. And it brings up 2nd down and 3.
Went into the spin cycle with one right there. How about another one right there?
Blanchard acted as if they were going quickly, but break that, and now here's the snap. And here is Cooksey to keep it, and he will slide down to about the 26. That is going to be very close to a 1st down, and looks like he's going to be about a half a yard short, if even that, maybe about 4 inches, and it brings up 3rd and short.
3rd and inches, big 3rd down for them.
He is not a quarterback who runs the football a lot. Only came in with just under 100 yards on the ground.
Got the baseball slide down though.
He does have the slide down, no doubt. 3rd and inches. Here's the handoff to Garrett, and he gets the 1st down, stays on his feet, and he fumbles the football late. And who has it?
Doesn't seem to be much scrambling for it, so I would say Blanchard kept.
They're going to give it to Blanchard. Yeah, they're going to give it back to him. It is a 1st down at the 24. So they keep the drive going. Let's look at it again.
Big hole there.
Kind of kept his balance over the tacklers, and yeah, the ball came out after he was already down. Good call by the referees. Here's the handoff to Garrett again, and Garrett down to the 18-yard line before he's tackled from behind by Todd Smith. It's a gain of 7 yards, 2nd down and 3. Fast-moving 2nd quarter, already more than halfway through. Still looking for the first score of the night. 2nd down play. Here's the handoff, and that's going nowhere. Garrett again on the carry. Coming up at the conclusion of tonight's game, we will select our GMC player of the game. Long way to go before we make that distinction, but that's coming up at the end of the game. 3rd and 3 for the Lions from the Newcastle 17.
He was noticing Laminate. It looked like he was getting double covered on that left side over there.
What do you do here, Myron, if you're Blanchard on 3rd and 3 inside the red zone? They're going to hand off, and this is Garrett, and Garrett's going to be awfully close to that first down, and I'm sure he looks like he's going to be about 4, 5, 6 inches short again.
Well, they've obviously found something in the running game, whether it's they're kind of spreading them out, and they found a soft spot because they've really run the ball here the last 4 or 5 plays. But just looking at the formation, I mean, I'm just not getting double covered over here for me.
Caden Wright lined up the tight end to the right of Cooksey. 5 seconds on the play clock. Low snap. And here's the handoff to Howell. And Mikael Howell gets the first down across the 15-yard line down to the 14. So first down and 10 for the Lions. Again, another Brahms first down. Failed to mention that they're inside the Rose State red zone. Out comes Caden Wright, in comes the sophomore Brayson Carter. Clock continues to run. We're already nearly over with this first half.
It's changed a couple fumbles, man. Makes things go fast, I guess.
Here's the snap.
There
Cooksey looking to Carter in the end zone. Did he get it? Yes, he did. Touchdown, Lions.
Yeah, they weren't double covering him. That corner right over there.
It is a Homeland Grocery touchdown. And I gave it to Carter. How dare I? That was Jackson Laminack on the reception.
Yeah.
His 7th receiving touchdown of the year. And the kick is up. And it is no good. So the point after is missed. So the Lions get the first points of the game. They lead at 6-0. We're back after this. Yards. Oh, yeah. Back in Blanchard as the Lions score first, 6-0. Let's go downstairs to Ed Murray. Ed, what do you have for us?
Jack, this game is shaping up a lot like last year's game at Newcastle. The two teams combined for 7 turnovers in that game, and it was 13-13 late before Cooksey threw a long 80-yard touchdown pass, but Laminack caught a touchdown in that one as well. 13 penalties against Newcastle that first time for 128 yards. Here in the first half, it's Blanchard having trouble with the penalties.
Here is Maldonado to kick it off on the Ortho Central kickoff. And they get out to the 29-yard line. So the Racers will have 1:57 to play That drive, Myron, 10 plays, 50 yards, 5 minutes and 42 seconds for the touchdown to Laminack.
And the running game played a big role on that drive. Laminack finished it off, and just a pass to the back corner of the end zone, and he makes a score. So that's a big-time drive. Now, Taylor starts off missing the extra point, but you got points. Still 2 minutes to go for Newcastle, though.
This pass is intercepted. Newcastle starts off with a pass, and it is picked off. Reagan Palmer, I believe, the one who stepped in front of it and picked it off. It is.
Yeah.
And now they have a chance right before halftime, and this is un-Newcastle-like so far. 2 turnovers in the first half when they had 1 through 4 games.
Yeah, he played that like that was intended for me. And so they're in excellent field position. 1:53 left here in the half to get more points.
From the Blanchard 32-yard line, 1st down and 10. Here is Cooksey. Cooksey steps up. Pass is caught and dropped by Palmer. He had plenty of yardage in front of him. Let's go downstairs to Ed Murray. Ed.
You know, Jack, Reagan Palmer with that interception. We talked about Laminack coming into this game with 4 touchdown catches and Cooksey on a roll. Against Shawnee, Palmer had 3 interceptions in that game, so he has 4 interceptions over the last 2.5 games.
He made a fantastic interception, then they went right to him on offense, Myron, and guess what? In and out of his hands.
Yeah, he's kicking himself because he had room to run after that catch because he was wide open, nobody near him, so he would have gotten even more yards after the catch.
2nd down, 10, 1:48 to play. Here is the handoff, and Garrett falls forward to the 28-yard line. A gain of about 4, maybe 5 yards. 2nd down, make it 3rd down and long.
Again, the running game is really kind of here in the last half of this first quarter. They found something here for Blanchard, and we'll see what Newcastle does here in the second half after halftime to kind of counter that.
Clock continues to run, 1:20. Here is Cooksey, and that pass is caught by Laminack, and he is going to be tackled right as he makes the catch. That was a nice defensive play by Trey Burchett to not let Laminack out of his grasp. And so now the Lions will call timeout with about a minute remaining. Stay tuned at halftime for the 1-800-GOT-JUNK halftime report. We will showcase this week's McIntyre Law Scholar athletes and have a conversation with our participating school administrators. Plus, we'll show you first half highlights of this game and more coming up on the 1-800-GOT-JUNK halftime report.
Yeah, it's one of those plays you're trying to get him one-on-one with a defender, see if you can make him miss. Pass a little bit high. Kind of took him out of his momentum a little bit, but still nearly a minute to go. Plenty of time to get points on the board, or if you're Newcastle, if you can keep them out of the end zone and the kicking game maybe not A1, if you can hold them to 6, you'll feel really good going into halftime.
Let's go downstairs to Ed Murray. Ed, what do you have for us?
Well, Jack, I want to let the folks at home know if they're trying to adjust their TVs, the color on it, like what is this neon green that's on my screen? Because Blanchard is maroon and black. This is United to Fight Cancer Night here in Blanchard. Everyone's got the neon green. The Blanchard players have a neon green flag on the back of their helmet, and a lot of the guys have got socks that are, I don't know where they found all those neon green socks, to be honest with you, but that's what it's all about, fighting cancer tonight.
Good deal. Thank you, Ed. 4th down and 10, and the Racers will call timeout. Really special moment, as Ed was talking about before the game, as the players honoring cancer survivors before the game, and really touching moment by everyone here at the stadium, both from Newcastle and Blanchard, of course, during that moment.
Yeah, it was, and had people on the scoreboard and showing them, and they released balloons, and I think most people probably, you know someone or you had somebody in your family who's been touched by cancer, and one of those diseases. I certainly hope that they're getting closer to more people survive cancer than ever before.
Sure.
But you'd like them to find a cure for it and wipe it off the face of the earth.
No doubt about it. While we have this time, I'd also like to say, of course, everyone knows what's happened in the state of Florida. Our producer, who flies in from Orlando, Florida every weekend to produce these games for us, Mark Begonia, lives in Orlando, and Mark, unfortunately, couldn't be with us tonight. I know you're watching the live stream, Mark, from Orlando. Glad that you guys made it through safe and sound, and everything is good at the Begonia home front for you and the kids. As we get back to action, here's the fourth down play. Cooksey will just throw it up, and it's going to be thrown out of bounds, and so the ball will go over. Of course, praying for everyone in Florida that had to go through that devastation along the West Coast. And so Mark obviously could not make it in for tonight's game, but glad everything is going to work out for him and his family.
Yeah, a lot of people affected by that. And, you know, every part of the country has their weather, natural disasters they got to deal with. We got tornadoes in this part of the world.
Here is Burt, and his pass is caught far sideline as Aiden Schumard makes the catch and immediately steps out with 48 seconds left. Ball up to the 41-yard line for the Racers.
Blanchard a little bit nervous, 48 seconds. And you want to at least maintain this 6-0 lead, but Newcastle trying to put some points on the board themselves.
Newcastle still with 2 timeouts remaining. Here is Burt, and his pass is underthrown. It's going to be incomplete. Schumard could not come up with that reception, and it brings up 3rd and 1 now for the Racers.
Van's getting ready to take the field here to our left.
And this is Burt, who keeps it himself, and I'm not sure he picked up the first down. And now a late flag has been thrown in there.
Well, the Blanchard folks are clapping, so does that mean it's something Newcastle did, or a Blanchard player was clapping?
He did not pick up the first down. 30 seconds remaining.
Newcastle's walking back, so it tells me they must have done something.
And a long conversation with referee Mike Joseph and his crew at the 40-yard line, and here we get the call from Mike Joseph. It's going to be a personal foul against the Newcastle Racers, and it will be also the loss of down, so it will be 4th down.
Let's see what's going on in there. Couldn't really see him in that pile, but
apparently way after the play. So,
and see, you hate that because if it were you could play the down, you just take a knee and run the clock out. Now you got to punt the ball. Could be a block. They could run it back. Talking Blanchard here, so that's a costly penalty.
Toby Batchelder to kick it away for the Racers, standing back at his own 12-yard line. Laminack and Carter back deep for the Lions at their own, roughly the 40-yard line. They added 5 seconds onto the clock, so 35 seconds remaining. Low snap, and it's a good punt taken by Laminack at the 45. He's going to run into his own player. He runs into the back of Carter and then is tackled immediately. And so the Lions will have 25 seconds remaining from their own 47-yard line. And, of course, they have the quarterback and wideouts to put it up, so we'll see what they do.
Well, let's see how Laminack, how they play him. I think Newcastle will probably play pretty deep and then get behind them. But
four wideouts for the Lions on first down. Laminack in motion, and this is a handoff right back up the middle to Garrett, and so they elect to run the clock out. Actually, they're going to call a timeout. So Kurt Kirchner from the sideline calls a timeout, filling in for Jeff Craig, who is up in the booth as the head coach, as we talked about when the game started. There you see Kurt Kirchner longtime coach here at Blanchard.
On that last,
well, you don't see Jeff Craig. Craig is to the left, right behind the. There you go. He's leaning up. There you go. Is that him? That's not him either.
No, that's not him.
That's not him either.
He's in there somewhere.
He's in there somewhere. Yes, we know that for a fact.
At last formation, they had a safety over the top for Lamont, so he's drawn a lot of attention. They put him in motion, and they may do that again, see if they can get him singled up on somebody, but he's going to draw a lot of attention.
I don't think Kirk Kirchner was more nervous about coaching this team from the sideline as he was getting interviewed by Ed Murray at the half.
Well, I told him how to handle it. Didn't work out. Say, well, Coach told me to do this, and I want to do that. That's how you handle that.
Exactly.
I mean, you know.
He told me what to say, right?
Yeah. He told me to run this. I want to run that. If it doesn't work anyway. That's how you handle that.
Here's the second down play with 19 seconds to go. And this is Laminack. He's going to pass it down the field, and he underthrows his receiver, and it's intercepted by the Racers. Back up to the 40 and finally pushed out. Caden Phillips, our scholar athlete of the week, with the interception.
He leads the team in interceptions, and this is why. Got good instincts. In fact, I talked to him about that on the story you'll see at halftime. And a little wide receiver pass, thought they'd catch him napping, looking at Lamont to make a play, but Caden Phillips, he sniffed that out. He talked about the whole instinct and also good film study. Smart kid, too.
No doubt.
As you would expect.
Yep.
Scholar.
Athlete
of the week.
So 7 seconds to play in the half. And here is Jackson Burt. He will pass. Looking over the middle, and that pass is caught and then dropped. Newcastle has given it away again.
Clock wasn't running.
The clock did not run.
I think 7 seconds went off.
That seemed a little more than 7 seconds. And they're going to call it half. There it is.
There you go.
Yeah, the clock did not start. And so the referees have called halftime. So it's a completion and a fumble. And Blanchard recovers the fumble. But there was no time remaining on the clock. So we will wait for Kirk Kirchner to step on over to Ed Murray. 6-0 our halftime score. And
kind of rough ending of that first half. A lot of stuff going on there. Not all of it was good.
Couple turnovers, yes. Yeah. Only 6 points, though, so far through 24 minutes of play. You surprised?
Yes, I am. I think, but you got two teams that really want to beat each other. Rivalry game, maybe trying a little bit too hard. Some mistakes that normally not made that play into that. We'll see if things will clean up here in the second half.
So Coach Kirchner, who coaches linebackers for the Blanchard Lions, is with Ed Murray. Ed.
Yeah, Coach, you coach the defense. You got to love that 0 on the Newcastle side of the board.
Yeah, we're doing a lot of things really well. We got to get a few things up, but I like the efforts there.
Your offense finally put a drive that they finished off. A lot of running in there, then you, of course, cap it off with a great pass.
Yeah, we got a lot of weapons on that side of the ball. We just got to utilize them and stick it in the end zone here.
So what do you tell them at halftime?
Keep doing what we're doing. Go back to playing Blanchard line football, and we'll get this done.
All right, Coach, thank you. All right. And his Blanchard Lions, nothing. Down, see if it can back to bite anybody. Jack?
All right, thank you very much. All right, at halftime, 6-0 Lions Racers. And we will return with the 1-800-GOT-JUNK halftime report coming up right after this.
iconic Burns Flat jersey that sort of still fits. And I'm proud to introduce...
You're watching Friday Night Rivals. Now, time for the 1-800-GOT-JUNK halftime report.
I'm Noble McIntyre, McIntyre Law, wearing my iconic Burns Flat jersey that sort of still fits. And I'm proud to introduce this week's Scholar Athletes.
Caden Phillips is Newcastle Scholar Athlete of the Week. A well-deserving honor when you see he leads the Racers football team in interceptions, top 3 in tackles, team captain, and that 4.0 GPA stands out as well, with a lot of credit given to football.
I believe it does for sure. It teaches me a lot of life skills. It teaches me to never give up and just always get it done.
The practice field is where he hones his skills, but don't rule out a feel for the game when it comes to making play.
I think a lot of it, it's definitely a lot of film, definitely a lot of instinct. Our coaches do a great job preparing us. We have great install, great everything, but a lot of it is definitely instinct.
Blanchard was once his home, but Racer Blue runs through his veins now, something he shares with his teammates.
Oh yeah, I love my team. This is the most close we've been. We've all been bonded together. I love this team. I think my favorite part is just the excitement before a game, just getting to do. It just clears my head. I just get to go out there, have fun, just do my thing.
Landon Urok is Blanchard's Scholar Athlete of the Week, a varsity letterman and starter in football on the offensive and defensive lines the last 2 seasons. A varsity basketball player, wrestler, and baseball player too, who's a member of the Student Honor Roll with a 4.13 GPA. But it's football that requires a different mentality that grabs his attention.
I think it is a different mentality to play football. You really got to have that dog. You really got to be able to get out there and, make something happen.
Unfortunately, Landon's season was cut short due to an ACL injury, but he's still part of the team because a team is about more than just the game itself.
The fact that we can come together even outside of football, still talk and have a great time, and, show that companionship outside of football.
After high school, Landon's looking at studying aerospace engineering at Oklahoma to satisfy his love of engines. That super high GPA says he can make that a reality.
Congratulations to our Scholar Athletes of the Week. These athletes are entered for a chance to win a $5,000 scholarship from McIntyre Law. Thank you for watching Friday Night Rivals on CW34.
And Newcastle's Caden Phillips has already made an impact in this game with a late interception there before halftime for the Newcastle Racers, but they trail Blanchard 6-0 here at Blanchard Stadium. Joining me now is Todd Goolsby. He's the athletic director at Newcastle, and this is a great rivalry. Newcastle, Blanchard, throw Tuttle in there, and you got a nice triumphant rivalry here in this area.
Absolutely, and I think these communities really look forward to these games. It's a benefit for all of us, benefit for our schools, for our communities, for our revenue, for our gates. So anything we can do with Tuttle, Blanchard, Newcastle, it's a good deal for Tri-City.
Now, Newcastle is the fastest growing community in the state of Oklahoma. Your community recently approved an $80 million bond issue for the school system at Newcastle. That's money much needed as you're growing at the rate you're growing.
Absolutely, and that money is going to be used for additional classrooms. We're going to do some things over science labs, some additional playground equipment at the elementaries. They're also going to be doing some upgrading of the infrastructure for entry to and from the buildings. So much needed.
Now coming up, you're here on the road. This is your 4th road game in 5 games. But homecoming festivities this coming week at Newcastle. What's that going to be like?
Homecoming is a big deal at Newcastle, and we're going to start off with a student-teacher softball or kickball game on Sunday. There's a car show Sunday, and it's a unique deal. We're going to have the pep assembly first thing Monday morning to kind of kick the week off, and then obviously something each day next week, and then the parade and the game next Friday night versus Bridge Creek.
Finally, Todd, football takes up so much of the attention in fall, but there's also softball, volleyball, cross-country going on, and Newcastle's doing quite well in all those categories.
Yes, sir. Matter of fact, the softball regionals, we will be at Tecumseh beginning next Wednesday. I believe it's a pretty tough regional. Coach Crosley told me yesterday that Tecumseh, Tuttle, and Newcastle, the 3 of them, have accounted for 8 finals appearances in the last 8 years. Cross country, we had a big high school, middle school meet at Newcastle today. I think it's the 2nd annual. Volleyball, you mentioned. Their regional pairings will come out next week, so we're hitting the ground running in all of those. And then our cheer team just recently competed in the state cheer competition, had a real good showing. And one other item that we have a new pom squad this year, so that's a new thing here at Newcastle as well. So a lot of excitement.
Well, Todd, thank you very much. It is an exciting time to be in Newcastle. Not so exciting right now as your team trails 6-0, but a lot of football left to go. We'll be back with more from Blanchard, where the Lions lead the Racers 6-0.
You're watching Friday Night Rivals. Now, time for the 1-800-GOT-JUNK halftime report.
And welcome back to Blanchard, where the Lions lead the Racers of Newcastle 6-0. Joining me now is Brady Barnes. He's the superintendent of Blanchard Schools, and pretty good first half there, a good slugfest going.
They did. I thought there were going to be a lot more points than that between these two teams, and just lo and behold, it's 6-0 right now. Hopefully we can hold on.
Well, this is the second year that Blanchard has invited us on Friday Night Rivals. We appreciate that. What does it mean for the community of Blanchard to have a TV audience and see this community, this football team perform?
It means a lot. We have a lot of people, obviously, that come and watch our football team play, but there's also a lot of people that need to stay at home and can't get out for whatever reason. That means a lot to them. And I know a lot of these people I've talked in the stands tonight who are filming the game at home, got their VCR and the tape plugged in, and they're taping it. So it means a lot to our fans.
Well, they're fixing to see here at halftime the cheer squad take the field once the Newcastle band is done and receive their state championship rings. 48 cheer squads in 5A. Blanchard is the state champion. The Newcastle finished fourth with some great cheering in this part of the state, but also proud papa, your daughter.
Yeah, my daughter's a sophomore, Cassie Barnes, but the whole team, they did a great job. The rings they're getting tonight was for last spring. They won state and stunt cheer, which is something new I hadn't seen before. But, last weekend, they're the Class 5A state champs in cheer right now.
Dad, what does it take to win state and cheer? You've seen your daughter go through what it takes. You don't just show up and start going, yay, yay, team.
Well, I can tell you what it's personally. It's a lot of hours working on tumbling. It's a lot of hours those coaches put into those kids, planning. And really, it's a 2-minute routine. So they got 2 minutes, can't make a lot of mistakes. Baseball, you may strike out. You come back the next at bat and do something good. Cheer, you mess up in cheer, it's not good. So that's a 2-minute routine. It's tough. A lot of stress on those kids, but those girls did a great job.
And something else to cheer about here in Blanchard. This week, your softball team, district champions.
First district champion since they went to in-season district a few years ago, so very proud for our softball girls.
Well, we're going to see you again at Bethany, and we'll talk a little bit about the community growing, and I know you got a bond issue that you're asking your community about, but right now, we got a little money for you. Ortho Central, our game sponsor, likes to present $500 charity donation to Blanchard schools to do with how you see fit.
Well, thank you so much.
The Blanchard Lions, you got a smile on your face, but a lot of football still to go. The Lions lead the Racers 6-0.
You're watching Friday Night Rivals. Now, time for the 1-800-GOT-JUNK halftime report.
Welcome back to Blanchard High School on the 1-800-GOT-JUNK halftime report on Friday Night Rivals. A low-scoring affair so far. The Lions lead the Racers by a score of 6-0. And Myron, I know we've talked about it, but again, two offenses that have put up plenty of points and plenty of yards. are struggling to get anything in the end zone tonight.
Yeah, consistency. They've both moved the ball at times, but they've also had some issues in terms of either penalties or turnovers, things of that nature that kept them out of the end zone. Blanchard did break through, but they missed the extra point. We'll see if that comes into play here in the second half.
So the Racers came in 4-0. Lions 2-2. A lot of things happened in that first half. We had a lot of turnovers. Let's take a look at some of the first half highlights if we have them. We'll show you that it really went back and forth, and then turnovers late in the half.
Yeah, nice defensive play there. That was on to set up a fourth down for them. And here's a play where Bird is looking for running room, can't find it. That's on fourth down. They turn the ball over. Blanchard moving the football. Killed a drive right there with a turnover.
Sure, and then a couple other turnovers late in that half as well that eventually led. This was a turnover that led to the touchdown, the 10-play, 50-yard drive that was capped by this touchdown pass.
Yeah, Lamanick getting one-on-one coverage. You don't want that if you're Newcastle. He made him pay. That's the one touchdown we've got here in the first half. They missed the extra point. And then here's the interception right here with about 2 minutes to go before halftime. Yeah. You think Blanchard might do something with it. They couldn't.
No, they couldn't. Yeah, they couldn't put any points off of that turnover. They had great field position around the 32-yard line. So here we are, 6-0 at halftime as the band continues to play here on homecoming night for the Lions. And let's take a look at the first half stats. Really controlled, that second quarter controlled by Blanchard, 170 total yards to 78.
Yeah, and, you figured Newcastle, coming in 4-0, but the total yards, almost 100 more total yards on Blanchard's side. Passing, rushing, they got some things going there late. First downs, everything's favoring Blanchard except the turnovers, which Newcastle doesn't like that.
Sure, yeah, and Newcastle came in with only one turnover on the season. They have 3 tonight in the first half, so something not characteristic of a good Newcastle team.
Now here, if you're Newcastle, you're saying, yeah, they got all these yards. They've outgained us, rushing the football, everything else, but we're only down 6 points.
6 points, yeah.
So the game is there for the taking for both teams. And so which team's going to come out here in the second half and quit turnovers, quit the penalties? Who's going to move the football and take it to the end zone and not just move it in between the 20s and complete the drive? That's the team's going to win this game.
All right, we are at halftime here in Blanchard on the 1-800-GOT-JUNK halftime report. We will take a break and come back with the second half on Friday Night Rivals right after this.
Okay, you want to record it? All right. Yeah, Coach. Yeah, we'll record it. Right here. Yeah, this is working right here. We'll go ahead and record it, Coach, so you can get up there. We're in a commercial. You ready? Tell me when you're rolling. All right, do it now. All right. Coach, big slugfest there in the first half.
Yeah, we made some self-inflicted wounds, some execution errors. Luckily for us, we're a good second-half team, so I think we made some good adjustments at halftime, kind of reminded some players of some things and looked to come out and have a better half. Offensively, obviously the defense I thought played really well. Hopefully, with them missing that extra point, hopefully that'll come in a close game down the stretch here.
Yeah, your offense did move, it just couldn't finish.
Yeah, just little tiny things. It's always the small things, whether the quarterback's reading something and he just half a second off. But I think talking to them, they're great kids. They listen to what you have to say. They're well coached and do a great job. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do here in the second half.
All right, good luck, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Coach Brickman. Back up to you, Jack. Coach, big slugfest there in the first half.
Yeah, we made –
Welcome back, everyone, to Blanchard High School, Blanchard Lions Stadium on Friday Night Rivals. 6-0, the Lions over the Racers in this crucial district matchup between these two schools. The first time they have played in district play since 2009, so a lot to play for here in this second half. Ed Murray is with the head coach of the Newcastle Racers. Let's go downstairs, Ed.
Coach, big slugfest there in the first half.
Yeah, we made some self-inflicted wounds, some execution errors. Luckily for us, we're a good second-half team, so I think we made some good adjustments at halftime, kind of reminded some players of some things and looked to come out and have a better half offensively. Obviously, the defense, I thought, played really well. Hopefully, with them missing that extra point, hopefully that'll come in a close game down the stretch here.
Yeah, your offense did move, it just couldn't finish.
Yeah, just little tiny things. It's always the small things, whether the quarterback's reading something and he just half a second off. But I think talking to them, they're great kids. They listen to what you have to say. They're well coached and do a great job. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do here in the second half.
All right, good luck, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Coach Brickman. Back up to you, Jack.
All right, thank you very much, Ed. Again, we are at halftime as both teams have made their way out onto the field for their little 3-minute warm-up period. Let's take a look at the schedules for these schools going forward from here. Of course, tonight they're here in Blanchard, and they finally get a home game. They've only played at home once, Myron, against Woodward. They get homecoming against Bridge Creek and then at home against Hera. So their schedule really plays, I think, in their favor going forward.
Yeah, that's a real homecoming when you've only had one home game up to this point in the season. That is a real homecoming. Look further down, though, a couple games there. Tuttle at home on the 28th of October, and you wind up against Bethany. You're talking about two teams that are always really good, and those will have district implications for sure, and seeding and everything else. Those are two games I know they'll be important on the schedule.
And you see those 4 W's in the first 4 games. They have started 4-0 only twice in their history, actually 3 times, but not since 2014 has been their best start when they started 4-0. And they started 8-0 that season, ended up 8-4 on the year. 3 times they've started the season 4-0, back in 14, back in 04, and back in 08. Now, here is Blanchard's remaining schedule. We're halfway through the high school season, as we talked about at the start of this broadcast. They are on the road at Tuttle next week, which will not be an easy game on the road.
No, you go from this one, which is a big robber game, and then just kind of go up the street a different direction and play Tuttle. That's 2 tough emotional games back-to-back. Then Plassen, Bridge Creek, at Bethany, and then Tecumseh. So some tough games left for both these 2 teams. That'll determine a lot what they do in district, and of course, when you get to the state playoffs, things of that nature.
Yeah, and of course, a lot of people picked Blanchard to be a state contender. Last year, or in 2020, got beat in the semis. They won the state championship in 2012. So Jeff Craig thinks that this team can compete for a state title. So we'll see what happens going forward.
They're going to get some guys healthy back toward the end of the season for sure. They've got some guys on the injured list, but that's going to be a big boost down the stretch when they get some guys healthy.
So we are ready to go for the third quarter. 6-0 our score, and here is Bash Elder to kick it off on the Ortho Central kickoff. Ortho Central, we are part of your team. The kickoff is taken at the 24-yard line with some room right back up the middle is Pierce. Pierce across the 45 out to the 47-yard line. Good starting position for the Lions to start the second half. And here is Carson Cooksey, who had 136 yards through the air in the first half, 170 total yards by this Lion offense. Laminack and Carter, along with Palmer, actually make that Frazier to the near side, and Palmer to the far side of the field on 1st down and 10 from the 47. Here we go. And this is a quarterback keeper, and a good carry to start the second half by Carson Cooksey. Gets 7 yards to make it 2nd down and 3 to start the second half.
Yeah, nice zone read there as he, and you see crashing out to the running back, so he just keeps it, picks up 7 yards, and I said a good gain on first down really sets up second for a play caller to do anything he wants.
Inside Newcastle territory at the 46. Cooksey will pass out to Laminack. He has the first down and more at the 40. Runs into the back of Frazier. He still picks up the first down and good yardage across the 35 to the 30. Well, they'll give him the 34. So it's first down and 10 for the Blanchard Lions. An Oklahoma Ford dealer's first down.
And using that guy's blockers, run up his back, so hey, keep clearing out the space for me.
First down and 10. And here is the handoff to Garrett. Garrett around the wide side, left side, and he gets down to about the 20-yard line. Back-to-back first down plays for the Lions, and they have it moving here to start the second half.
Well, he rode him before he finally let him have the ball, and good block right there by your receiver. And their offense has come out on a nice roll, and the play caller's in a nice rhythm, and we'll see if they can complete this end with points.
Inside the Rose State red zone at the 20. Here is Cooksey, and his pass is incomplete as Laminack fell down before he could receive the pass, and it's second down and 10.
A turf monster. Just reached up and grabbed his foot. Argue that he didn't lace up his shoes right. Yep.
A rare incompletion to Jackson Laminack.
You know, when you get older, you look behind you and see if something like tripped you or something, you know.
Yes. You know, we'll see him playing at the next level. Already has some offers from SWAZU out in Weatherford, along with Northeastern and Tahlequah. Here's the pass over the middle, complete for a gain of 9. Brings up third down and 1. Carter on the reception. Ball spotted at the 12-yard line.
You know, they found the running game toward the end of the first half. And it's played a little bit of role here. We'll see if they continue to throw it here inside the red zone.
Here is Garrett. He takes it away from Cooksey, I believe. I'm not sure Cooksey wanted to give it up, but he got the first down inside the 10. It is a Brahms first down. Or Oklahoma Ford Dealers first down. I apologize. Got my quarters wrong. They spotted at the 7. First down and goal from the 7. Here is Cooksey, and he is being chased and sacked back at the 15-yard line. Michael Jarko, the senior linebacker, making the sack.
And this is a big play, boy. He was waiting for him on that rollout. Kind of a zone read, and that's ran right into it. And you know, this happened in the first half. They had a nice drive going. They got a sack. You know, they weren't in scoring position in the first half on one of the drives, but lost a lot of yards there.
Second down and goal from the 15. Third sack of the year for Jarko. Here is Cooksey. Back to pass. Has his receiver wide open in the end zone, but he goes to the corner, and it's caught. Touchdown for Laminack.
He had his choices there, which one he wanted to go to.
It is a Homeland Grocery touchdown. Homeland Grocery, your homegrown advantage. Laminack's second touchdown reception of the night. Let's look at it again.
Yeah. That was a little bit more risky. He had a safety coming over trying to get a hand on it. Missed it just right there.
He had Reagan Palmer, by the way, in the back of the end zone, wide open. No one on him.
Yeah. That would have been the easier throw because, yeah, there was nobody within 10 yards of it.
And now they're going to go for 2 to try to make it a 2-touchdown game. Here is Cooksey. He throws it up toward the corner, and a one-handed try by Laminack is no good. And so it stays 12-0 after the touchdown pass to Laminack. Nice try by Laminack, just could not come up with that one. Let's take a break. 12-0, the Lions extend their lead over Newcastle. Welcome back, everyone, on Friday Night Rivals. The Lions add to their lead, 12-0 here in the third quarter, 8:51 to play. Closed captioning for tonight's game is brought to you by the wonderful group at High Five Media. High Five Media, intentionally different. Osman Maldonado to kick it off for the Lions. Burchett and Bradford back deep for the Racers. And this will be Burchett from his own 15. And he gets out to about the 27-yard line. So the Racers will have it for the first time here in the second half. 3 turnovers in the first half for Newcastle. Uncharacteristic. Only 1 turnover coming into the game. So let's see if they can keep possession of it this half. They're down 12-0.
Yeah, you saw Blanchard come out opposite with some extra energy in their offense. They put it in the end zone. Let's see how Newcastle responds with their offense. See if they can answer and take care of the football.
78 yards of total offense in the first half for the Racers. They came in averaging 427 yards as Bolster gets the first carry of the second half for the Racers and picks up 3 yards, second down and 7. They've scored the third most number of points in this district, but tonight have been held scoreless. Here is Jackson Burt. His pass is caught for a first down. Nice catch by Aiden Schumard along the sideline. And it's an Oklahoma Ford dealer's first down. Actually incomplete. They're going to say he was out of bounds. So third down. Looked like he caught it from my vantage point. He didn't even catch it. I was completely wrong, Myron. The entire call was wrong. Oh, well.
It happened.
It does happen. Let's try it again. Third down and 8. Burt under pressure. It is caught over the middle. First down. That time it was caught by Jackson Chenault. And he gets out to the 40-yard line. Nice catch that time by the sophomore wideout. And he gives the Racers a first down, and the drive keeps going.
Yeah, a little bit high, but he jumped, put those hands up, snagged it, and that's a big third down conversion because you didn't want to give the football back to Blanchard where they just moved it down the field on their first possession here in the third quarter.
Burchett and Chenault out wide to the near side. Here is Burt. Pass is caught near side. And that is Logan. And Logan's actually going to lose maybe about a half a yard on the reception and brings up second down. And actually they're going to say no gain. Second down and 10 for the Racers at their own 40.
For Newcastle, it's 12-0. That's not insurmountable. The way you've scored points, and Coach Brickman said they've been a second half team.
Second down and 10. Burt keeps it right back up the middle and across the 45 to the 46. That'll be a gain of 6 yards. Third down 4 now for the Racers.
6-yard gain. It'll be third down and 4.
Jeff Brickman in his 6th season. He is calling the game from on top of the press box tonight. Came over as an assistant from Southmore. He was twice a coach at Southmore. Was at Southmore, then went to Oklahoma Baptist when they started their football program, Myron, right? And then came back to Southmore and now is leading the Racers program. And here is Burt, and he's going to be tackled, sacked by Ross Johnston back at the 49-yard line. A loss of 3 and brings up a huge 4th down for Newcastle.
Well, we've called his name a few times tonight, and another tackle for loss. Had a big one in the first half to kill a drive and gets a big stop there.
So let's see if they go for it on 4th down.
Well, they're lined up like it. It's going to be another quick kick situation.
And now a timeout has been called. A flag has been thrown. Newcastle wanted offsides on Blanchard. They did not get the call. Then the coaches were screaming for a timeout, and then the referee, Mike Joseph, threw a flag. So let's find out what this is. And I believe they may have given Newcastle the timeout. It's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct. So it'll be a 15-yard penalty on Newcastle.
I think you're punting this now.
All right, let's take a break. Halfway through the third quarter, the Lions on top 12-0.
On his left and recovered by Lemonak at the 34-yard line.
We went to a timeout too late.